Hi everyone, this is a follow-up video to the last video that I made about Shomer Negiah. In the last video I discussed the concept of Shomer Negiah, where it came from. Shomer Negiah is the Jewish idea of guarding one's touch. So if you haven't seen that video yet, watch it because it'll give you a good introduction to this video, and it's very good for someone that might not be ready to take on the full extent of the idea, but just wants to play around with those ideas. So you may notice that today I'm wearing all black. Don't worry, I haven't given up my love for color and gone to the dark side. I'm wearing all black because I have a concert later today, and the music world also has some problems with color. Generally we wear all black for concerts, and I'm not a fan of that, but for this concert I have to do it, so that is why I'm wearing all black. Tried to add some sparkle to it, but yes, that is why I'm in all black. Anyway, Shomer Negiah is the affectionate touch between members of the opposite sex that are not closely related. So I didn't clarify this in the last video, but this only refers to, let's say in my case, males of the opposite, like males, and who are not related to me and my family, and who are over the age of bar mitzvah. So this does not include my immediate family. This does not include children. It does not include my spouse. It does not include my girlfriends or friends of the same sex. And it does not also include work-related touch. It's only about affectionate touch. So if I have, let's say, a male student who is playing the cello, I am able to touch him. And let's say if someone is a physical therapist or a doctor or anything, this does not include professional-related touch. Some people might have different comfort levels about this, like I might not go out and decide to become a massage therapist, but the actual halacha does not include work-related stuff or children, spouse, anything like that. Okay, so this video is for those that are ready to take on the idea of guarding your touch with the opposite sex. So the first question is, how do I tell people? You know, this is not a society where you don't shake hands. I mean, at least we're not, you know, doing the triple kisses on the cheek and all the hugs, but in America we shake hands, we hug. We're usually on a hugging basis with our close friends, even of the opposite sex. So how do I tell people? So first of all, you have to be aware that it's going to be a gradual process. It's going to take people time to get used to the idea. It's going to take you time to tell people. I would select the people that are closest to you first, that might understand what you are going through and might have had a part in your journey. Ask for their advice, ask for their support, ask them, you know, how you might approach telling someone that might have a little bit of difficulty with the idea. So you should tell people privately. Don't wait to announce it when you're in a big group of people, because, you know, you want people to have a time to react, you want people to have a time to ask questions that they might have. You know, it makes people feel good when you seek them out privately and tell them privately. I'll discuss this later. You know, it also helps to deal with embarrassment, but tell them privately. Be sensitive. This is not an idea that's normal in, you know, normal secular society, and even in most Jewish circles, it is not normal. So be sensitive to the fact that they might react, they might have a problem with it. Just again, be very clear that this is personal. This is for you personally. It doesn't have anything to do with them. It doesn't mean that you love them any less or that you care about them any less. If anything, it actually means that you care about them more. So for married people, it is really, really easy to tell people. I remember when I was not religious and I'd never even heard of Shomer Negiah, that there was a rabbi who, you know, was a little awkward with when I stuck my hand out to shake it, and spoke to me afterward. And basically he said to me that my wife and I have an arrangement where she is the only woman that I touch, and my touch is reserved for her. And, you know, this was obviously a very simplistic way of explaining it, but for me, I had never heard of it before. It was a beautiful, beautiful way of explaining it. And it actually really intrigued me, because I was like, wow, what a lucky wife to have a husband like that who only touches her. He doesn't even shake my hand. That's amazing. I want to have a husband like that. And thank God I do have a husband like that. So for a married person, it's very, very easy. You just have to say that, you know, my spouse and I have an arrangement where she's the only woman or only man, or he's the only man that I touch. And usually people understand that. You might get a raised eyebrow, but people actually respect that, because deep down, most people want their spouse to be like that. So for married people, it's easy. For non-married people, it's a bit more difficult, because it's not like you can say, you know, oh, you know, my touch is reserved for my future husband. Some people might think that's a bit weird, it's a bit far-fetched, but in the end, that is actually what it is. Your touch is going to be reserved for your soulmate, who you haven't met yet, or you might have met, but you haven't married yet, but it's not yet. So you can say that. I've preferred explaining it in a more practical sense, which this is how I explained it to most of my male friends. When I was younger, I had many, many male friends, and I can say with absolute certainty that not a single one of those relationships was not somehow corrupted by some sort of romantic interest or innuendo or misunderstanding. There was always at least one incident where either one person liked someone, or someone misunderstood this, or maybe I hugged someone too affectionately at one time and he misread it. And really, there's a lot of feelings that can get hurt through misread touch. So when I told my male friends, back before I got married, that I was taking on Shomer Negiah, this is how I explained it. I basically said that I had had too many bad experiences with touch being misinterpreted and misread, and I wanted our relationship to be platonic, and I could care about them for their emotional health, for their basically for their emotions, and I didn't want to have that physical stuff coming in that could be misinterpreted. So in the end, I told them that I was doing it for them, and at that point in my life, I really was, because I was sick and tired of hurting people through touching them. So this was a very good way for me to explain it. Most people understood. They said, oh, but it's just a hug. And I said, well, usually it is just a hug, but I'm at the point in my life where I don't want touch to be just a hug or just, not meaningful. And in my experience, it usually isn't just a hug, because someone usually gets hurt when they think that it isn't just a hug. So I explained it that way, and people were fine with it. People really understood. As long as you seek them out privately, as long as you explain with sensitivity and love, and explain that this is something that you're doing for yourself because you love it, because it's meaningful, you'll be fine. Please let me know if you have any troubles explaining to people. If anyone wants to talk to me on some advice, if your friends or family are reacting badly to it, just please let me know. So here's our second biggest subject, which is what I really want to address in this video. Often when people take on the concept of Shomer Negiah and they take it on in their lives, they go a little bit overboard. Basically, if someone brushed past me on the subway, disaster, I have failed. The Torah prohibits affectionate touch between male and female. Key word there is affectionate. Now, our rabbis have taught us that affectionate touch includes handshakes. It includes hugs. It includes patting someone on the back. Some people might want to debate this. That is not the subject of this video. This is what has been decided, and it makes sense to me. And if you really look at it, it makes a lot of sense, because a handshake can be pretty affectionate, right? So it prohibits any touch, but it prohibits affectionate touch.